Going back and looking at the South Alabama game, I thought it was a solid performance, team performance, I guess I should say. I thought defensively we played very well. Thought we tackled extremely well, probably one of our better tackling games of the year. I thought our coaches did a good job of preparing our players, putting them in a good position, and I thought our players played awfully hard. I thought we came out, set the tone early, and we did a nice job of not giving up big plays. And I thought our kids executed the plan well. Offensively, I thought we had a very effective first half. 19 points right there in the first half. Thought we moved the ball well. Thought we finished drives. Did a lot of good things there, considering we didn't have Raheem Malone. And I thought our other guys stepped in and did some good things. Special teams-wise, I thought they were very solid. Our punt return group was very good, very solid. Ernest Patterson came in and really sparked our football team at 50 yards in punt returns. And I thought our kickoff and punt units were very effective covering and taking that part of the game away from them. So overall, solid performance. Offensively, 0 turnovers. And then defensively causing 2, especially 1 inside the red zone, which was a big stop right there. Second half offensively, I thought we moved the ball well. We did not finish drives, so that is going to be a key part of our focus is looking back and why we didn't finish drives and what can we do to make sure when we get in scoring position in the second half that we can do a much better job of finishing drives. I thought Levi Lewis, for his first game, showed a lot of poise. You can talk about his running or his passing. I think the thing that was most impressive was his poise in the pocket, also how he extended plays, kept his eyes downfield. He's looking for a strike down the field. He's not just looking to duck it and run. And I thought that he also ran the ball very effectively and created some yards on some broken plays, and that was good to see. So. I thought Trey Regis showed what he had been doing earlier in the year, and you could tell he was a little fresher, ran strong, sort of set the tone on one big 34-yard run that sort of sparked our football team, and I thought that was pretty good, and I thought our offensive line played pretty solid also. Tyrone Posey was Defensive Player of the Game. Ernest Patterson was Special Teams Player of the Game, and Levi Lewis was our Offensive Player of the Game. Hey, moving forward, doesn't get any easier. Obviously, we got to travel to Oxford to play a very talented Ole Miss Rebel football team. Team obviously that I have a lot of respect for and know a lot about. I know a lot of their players, recruited a lot of their players, and then obviously growing up in the state of Mississippi, know a lot about their program. Got a lot of respect for Ole Miss. Got a lot of respect for their head coach Matt Luke. He's a former player. At Ole Miss, I think he's coached there 9 or 10 years. I mean, whenever you have a head coach that's played at a school, coached there for such a long time, he's totally invested in that program, is doing everything he can to make sure that they remain at the level that they've played at for quite a while. So familiar with the Luke family. They go way back there at Ole Miss. I think even his brother Tom and I are the same age. His brother Tom was a quarterback at Ole Miss the same year that was a quarterback at Delta State, I think in 1991. So familiar with their family. Obviously, they've done a great job there. Offensively, they're one of the most explosive offenses in the country. A lot of talent, a lot of skill talent, obviously, on that side of the football. I think they're averaging over 460 yards a game, led by A.J. Brown from Starkville, outstanding wide receiver. Then they got Metcalf, and you can just go on and on. They're all tall, long, rangy, with great speed, so that will be a challenge for us defensively. And then offensively, defensively led by Marquise Gates. Those guys fly around the field. They got a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. They have the #1 kicker in the SEC, and Gary Wunderlich. And so it's just going to be a huge challenge going up there to Vaught Hemingway, a place that a lot of our players from Mississippi are pretty familiar with, and it'll be an exciting venue for those guys going back to Mississippi to play in on Saturday. So we need to have a great week of preparation, and hopefully we can build on this last game. We've won our last 3 out of 4 games, and so here in the second half of the season again, we're starting to play much better, and we're starting to see some of the results from that. So hopefully we can continue to improve. And this week will have a lot to do with our improvement, hopefully, with another great week of preparation and getting some guys back that we did not have available last week, like Varnado, and then Raheem Malone. So that was good to see. Some other guys step up, like Kamar Greenhouse, step up for Varnado and played awfully well against South Alabama. So with that, any questions?
Can you draw on any experience from having already played in an SEC venue earlier this year?
No. Like I said, the only thing you can draw from is they're going to be, like Texas A&M. They're going to be very talented. They're long, they're fast, they're athletic. Like I said, their wide receiver core is probably, I would say, one of the top wide receiver cores in the country. They're that talented. They're that athletic, but not only athletic, they're all big and fast. They're hard to cover.
Who's the Ragin Cajun starting quarterback?
Levi Lewis. Levi will start this week, and I know even another week under his belt hopefully will help. Another week at practice and another week of preparation.
Coach, you talk all season about keeping your goals in front of you and the things you want to accomplish are still there. How when you walked off the field this weekend, how much relief was there that is still working?
Yeah, that was a big game. That was a big game for both teams, and obviously I thought our team had the right mindset. We went into that game, and we knew we needed to play awfully well. Our seniors and some of our team leaders really stepped up. There was a lot of intensity in that locker room. All week at practice, there was a great focus. There was a sense of urgency in everything we did, and you could tell. And I thought it carried over to the game. I thought we were very physical. I thought we sort of set the tone, and hopefully we can continue playing like that. We had a little chip on our shoulder.
What do you think the biggest difference was between the first and second half offensively? Was South Alabama making adjustments, or were you trying to maybe got a big lead and trying to hold on to it?
No, it wasn't. We was trying to hold on to the lead because we definitely went up enough to try to hold on to the lead. We went back and watched the film. We had some execution breakdowns. We felt like we left a lot of yardage and we left some points on the field. We also got into the deep in their territory one time, and then we had 2 straight penalties that backed us up from the 30 to the other 45 and just killed a drive. And then we went forward on 4th and 1 or 4th and inches on the 15 or 20-yard line and got stopped there. So we were down there. We moved the ball up and down the field, not up and down, but we moved the ball pretty effectively, and just lack of execution at different spots. And so we've got to be way more consistent in our execution, especially when you're needing to go ahead and try to, you need one more score to maybe put that game away, and couldn't quite do it. And but luckily, I thought our hands team came in and really executed that well and put the game away.
Jordan Keon, I think he had his second start last week. His best start, 382 yards, 4 touchdowns. What have you seen from him, the quarterback, so far for Ole Miss?
Well, I think they're just plug and play. He's another talented young man that can run, that can throw. They've got a lot of talent at the quarterback position, and they even got one from here, from near Iberia. So they've got a lot of talented players at the quarterback position, at the running back position. You name it. I think their center's an outstanding player. We recruited him. I know about him, and just I think they've got a lot of good players, and it's going to be a big challenge.
How much work did Levi get with the ones last week?
All week. Yep, all week. Started on Tuesday. We didn't practice on Monday, but they started practicing with the ones on Tuesday.
How much of a game plan can you make for him? Does he know the entire playbook? How many?
For the most part, we didn't change a whole lot. We probably ran the quarterback a little more with him. Some quarterback runs that we probably hadn't been doing quite as much, and that was a little wrinkle that we already had in. We just hadn't been utilizing that part of the playbook, and so we tried to temper the playbook a little bit to fit what he does. And but as far as adding things or changing things, not really. Same things. No, we're hoping he's going to be back, but we have not had any clearance on that yet. But we're hoping to find out today if they can start working him back into it tomorrow. Mm-hmm.
Grant Royce, first year he was redshirted, and then a couple of years ago he had the concussion. So
Yeah.
he finally got to play back home. And what is he doing to just kind of suck it up? And we talked about it before with the shoulder. And how important is that for you guys? What he's doing just in terms of helping to keep that line together as well as the
You know, one thing he's doing, he's rehabbing every day. He's in the weight room, and he's trying to really extend his longevity at our tackle, having that shoulder injury. But you know what? I think he's gotten a little better if you watch him. I mean, as far as his shoulder, we was pretty concerned earlier in the year, was he going to be able to finish the season? I think right now he's doing a little bit better. I think his rehab has been good. He's worked hard. I was proud that he could go home and get a victory back home. He was one of our team captains for that game, and that was exciting for him to play in front of a lot of family there at Lad Peoples Stadium. And so I'm just proud for him because he's done a nice job being one of our team leaders this year.
Hunt was going in and out a little bit. He had weight in there.
Yeah.
Was he just getting dinged or just getting blow? Or
Yeah, a little bit of both. A little bit of both. We're trying to work Staten in a little bit because he's been going a lot of snaps. A little dinged up, but needed to get Staten on the field a little bit too. He sort of showed that he deserves to get a few snaps, and so we was trying to rest Hunt a little bit and work Staten in just a little too.
is that line as a whole doing everything that we want it to be, or does it need to step up down the stretch?
You know what? I think they've been pretty solid. I think they're like the rest of our team. I think we all need to step up. Coaches, players, we all need to take that next step. These next 4 games, because we got a pretty good stretch coming up, and so we're going to need to everybody raise their level just a little bit, you know, from where we've been. I think we've made improvement, but there's definitely a lot of room for improvement moving forward these last 4 regular season games.
How much more playbook will Levi get compared to what he had?
Maybe a little bit, you know, normal game plan things, wrinkles that you add during the week, and things that we've seen that we feel like he might could utilize his skill set. But you know, the playbook itself won't change. I don't see us doing anything else that differently that we've been doing all year. He's been repping those plays some, you know, throughout the year, and then scrimmages and things like that. So it's not like we're changing the playbook for Levi. He'll be running the same things we've been running.
I know you're concerned about this year, but how good does it make you feel that right now you're going ahead, your starting quarterback's a freshman, your 2 top running backs are both freshmen?
And our tight end's a true freshman. If you think about him, you know, we've got a lot of young, talented players on this football team. Make no mistake about it. And you had Chase Rogers in there playing as a true freshman. Caught a big touchdown pass in the game against South Alabama. And both running backs are freshmen. Levi Lewis is a freshman. Both guards are sophomores. Most of our receivers, Jaquette and Jamarcus Bradley, are sophomores. You know, typically, you know, we're really a young football team. Cole Prudhomme, sophomore. You know, so we're a young team. And we're starting to grow up a little bit, and that's probably why you're starting to see us play a little bit better. And so hopefully we can continue that upswing, and we'll need to with the opponents that we have on the schedule the remainder of the season.
You mentioned Cole Prudhomme. How has he developed, and how good is it to have him when you put, you know, a new quarterback in?
Well, one, Cole's he's got some leadership to him. That's what I like about at the center position, but he's also got some toughness. Got a little nastiness to him. You sort of like that in a center. You know, also, you know, he's gotten better each week. You know, he started out with not a lot of experience, but he's got great size, and you know, he's 305, but I swear he looks like he's 260. He carries it very well, and that allows him to move well. And so he's getting better too. That whole group is getting better, and so, but we need them to take another step. You know, and we're going to need to, because we're going to see a great defensive front this coming week.
How do you think the quarterback depth chart looks right now, and how did Jordan and Andre respond to
Well, you know, talking about how Andre and Jordan responded, Jordan responded like I expected him to, like a first class teammate, team leader would respond. Obviously disappointed because, you know, wants to help the team, wants to contribute, believes he can. And that's what you want from your players. But he also accepted it the right way too, and has been very supportive of Levi. And that just says a lot about Jordan and the type of person he is. And he's going to continue getting some reps with the ones throughout practice, and we still got to keep him sharp and still got to keep him ready because there's a lot of football left to be played. And so, but he's handled it really well.
But he is your backup even if he is fully healthy?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
has done, and then the rest of the defensive line over the last couple of weeks, after maybe starting off the year kind of slow, but Kavon seems to be in that backfield quite a bit.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if he started out a little slow. And some of the other guys, but he had like 8 tackles against Texas A&M himself. But as a whole, that group has gotten better, especially after the first 2 games when we sort of changed what we were doing a little bit up front. They've been way more effective. But Kavon he's been good when he's really on and having a great day. He's really hard to block. He's low to the ground. He's got great center of gravity. He's got a good first step. And he gave Texas A&M some fits. He did a nice job. So I'm hoping that he can be effective this Saturday because he's got a good first step. He's got a good motor. Hopefully he can continue improving. You know what, that guy, that Tyrone Posey, I am a fan of that guy. I mean, he is one of our team captains, but he is a leader of that defense, inspirational leader. He's also that guy that settles everybody down. He's blue collar. He's not looking for no accolades. He just wanting to do his job and lead his team. And he's a kid that I couldn't be more proud of because he's a guy that waited his turn, didn't get frustrated because he wasn't starting his sophomore year and decided to hang it up because he's not starting as a sophomore. You know what? He kept working while he waited. I think Coach Robe said that. And to me, that's he is the exact definition of somebody that worked while he waited, and now it's paying off for him. Instead of being like some kids that hang it up when they're a sophomore because they're not the superstar. And he kept waiting, and now he is the superstar because he was patient and he worked hard. And more times than not, you get rewarded when that happens.
You got Darius Hoggins back. We saw him in on special teams, or not Darius Hoggins, Howard.
Denarius Howard, yeah.
Howard back. And then any decision on Travis Crawford?
No, at this point, no decisions made. But I would say at this point we're going to try to push him forward, and it's a decision he's got to make. If it was up to me at this moment, that's what we would do. He and I have not sat down since the first conversation we had 2 weeks ago about that. But that conversation is probably coming up here pretty quick. And but that's got to be something that he wants to do because he is going to graduate. And but it'd be nice to have a guy coming back that's got a lot of starts under his belt. That'd be a big addition to a defense coming back. But Denarius Howard did come back and play on special teams and did a nice job. All right. Yeah. Thanks, guys.